Hi everyone, welcome back to the Improve World podcast. Today we'll talk about employee performance reviews, changes and challenges. I'm sure that this is an important topic for you because almost every company has a performance review system, and maybe you have one too. So why do companies need employee performance reviews? Employee performance must be evaluated because a company's success depends on how well its members perform in their roles. A well-built and properly conducted performance evaluation system provides objective grounds for decisions such as task assignments, promotions, and salary raises. Performance reviews also provide information on employees' strengths and the skills they need to improve and develop. They help identify the type of training and coaching employees need. They offer opportunity to uncover challenges employees face, the factors that contribute to their success, and the reasons for any shortcomings. And more than this, employee performance reviews give insights on what is working well within a company and what isn't. They show what needs to be preserved, as well as areas that require change. It could be poor hiring criteria and decisions, poor work processes, or a lack of leadership skills that negatively impact employee behavior and engagement. What is the main goal of performance evaluation? Performance review systems have the primary goal to improve employees' performance. They were created to assess the degree to which employees meet the company's expectations, provide feedback, and take action based on them. At the core, feedback on how the employee is doing in his or her job is used as a tool to increase work results. How employee performance is assessed, how feedback is given, and what actions are taken after the review vary across companies. How can we know if a performance review system is well designed? A well-designed employee performance review system will achieve its main goal, which is to increase employee performance. And a deficient system will fail to do so. Besides this, the people who make the assessments and provide feedback play a key role in the success of a performance review system. Even if the system is good, if the people who apply it are not accurate in their assessments, if the feedback is given in the wrong way, or if the actions taken are not appropriate, the goal of the reviews will not be attained. So the company will have losses. There are many working hours and a significant amount of money spent in preparing and conducting the assessments, documenting them, and in the discussions and actions taken upon them. So, for example, according to a Harvard Business Review article from 2016, a manager from Deloitte said that the company invested 1.8 million hours in a traditional performance review system that didn't fit their business needs anymore. So therefore, the established methods through which employees' performance is assessed has to be effective. And equally important, the people who use the tool that is created to assess the employee performance have to use it well. So how employee performance reviews should be done? And before going to this question, I have some questions for you. How do you evaluate your employees' performance? Are you satisfied with your employee performance review process? Do you intend to make any changes? And do you know if your employees are satisfied with how their performance is evaluated? Now, I don't think that there's one single right answer to the question, how should the employee performance reviews be done? But I do believe that we can all learn from the past, from what worked and what failed, and from what has become inefficient because of external changes. Let's see now what research shows us. So, according to a corporate executive board survey made on 30 million employees worldwide from 2015, 66% of employees were dissatisfied with the performance evaluations they received. 65% said it isn't even relevant to their jobs. 95% of managers said they aren't satisfied with their organization's performance management process, and 90% of HR professionals don't believe their company's performance reviews provide accurate information. Another study made by Zipia shows that in 2023, only 49% of companies from the United States used annual performance reviews. 55% of workers don't believe annual review improved their performance. 77% of HR leaders say annual reviews are not an accurate representation of employees' work. 80% of workers prefer immediate feedback over annual performance reviews, and companies with continuous performance reviews outperform their competition by 24%. So these are significant data that show us that annual employee performance reviews are not well perceived in the companies, and they don't bring the results that they should bring to a company. Let's go deeper and see the limitations of annual employee performance reviews and why they tend to be replaced with other systems. One of these limitations is that feedback is given long after the actions and behaviors that are assessed. When feedback for an action or behavior is given, for example, 6 months after it happened, there is often nothing to do about that action or behavior anymore. Too much time had passed. So, for example, if a manager tells one of his team members, let's say John, that he's unsatisfied by how he worked with another colleague a few months ago, John may not even remember all the details of the situation. He may not remember what he said to that person, why he acted that way, or the context of that situation. The feedback would have been helpful right at that moment. After the situation would have been carefully analyzed, if John actually did something wrong, he should have been asked to adjust his behavior at that moment. This could have prevented the risk of unwanted behaviors from happening again, and the risk to create discontent with other colleagues. And in the case John actually didn't do anything wrong, he can't defend himself now because there's no time. He is not prepared for the discussion, and he may not remember all the details. So not only he's unfairly blamed, but now he's sanctioned because of a misunderstood situation that was not addressed properly at the right time. Another limitation is that it's difficult to have a complete picture of an employee's work over a year. Some of the employee's achievements or failures may be missed or forgotten. Managers should make a detailed record of an employee's activities and behaviors. Also, a lot of the contextual data that lead to certain actions or decisions may be forgotten or missed by both the employee and the manager. And this makes it difficult to conduct an accurate assessment. And even if the activities are recorded in detailed reports, it's difficult to go through all of them and have an accurate picture of what happened. And this could lead to various biases. So overgeneralizing, trying to summarize a year's performance in one meeting or in one report can lead to oversimplified conclusions, missing nuances and specific contributions. Or managers might focus disproportionately on recent events rather than evaluating the entire year. Another limitation is the fact that there is little time for the manager to address in depth all the issues they find in an employee's work. The manager doesn't have enough time to discuss all the aspects of an employee's performance. Also, there is little or no time for guidance and coaching, and some managers may not even intend to do this, aiming just to hold the employee accountable. But if the employee is not given alternatives and support to overcome the obstacles they face, their performance may not improve. Another limitation can be the fact that employees may be uncertain whether they are meeting the company's expectations. If the employees don't receive feedback about their work, they might not know for sure if the company appreciates or not their work. The employees don't know for sure what to change and what to keep doing in their work. Without frequent feedback, employees may make wrong assumptions about their work, which will impact how they use and direct their efforts. So it's possible that without feedback, employees might assume their performance is good, even if it's not, or some may think their efforts go unnoticed and are not valued. So if these are not valued, why they should keep giving their best efforts? And different companies may have different work standards and different performance standards. What is appreciated in one company may not be good enough in another one. And providing continuous feedback helps the employee know where they are in a report with these expectations and stay on track. Lack of regular feedback may affect the trust between the employee and the manager. And this is because it implies a lack of transparency and poor communication. It may be seen as the manager doesn't want to help the employee in any way, just wants to observe what she is doing, and then when the evaluation comes, reveal what they really think about their work. Managers' roles are not to be passive observer, but to support their team members in their work if there is a need for this, set clear expectations and intervene whenever they are going in the wrong directions. Annual reviews are ineffective for goal settings. And this is because they set broad long-term goals which may not adapt well to changes in priorities or market conditions. There could be external changes that require different actions and directions for the business and therefore for the employees. Annual goals may fail in the background due to day-to-day priorities or because these are not properly managed. If these are not broken down in small steps and scheduled throughout the year, which can be done during the review time, and if there are not regular check-ins to track the employee progress, there is a high chance that these goals will not be attained. Annual employee performance reviews are often accompanied by stress on both sides, for the employee and the person who makes the assessments as well. The employee may fear being criticized or not obtaining the scores that they want. On the other side, the person who makes the assessment may feel uncomfortable discussing the things that were not appreciated or handling unexpected or negative reactions. If employees think that they are not accurately assessed or when the feedback is not delivered in a professional way, they may have different reactions. Their motivation may drop, they may leave the company, they may have negative attitudes towards the managers and towards the company, and their trust may decrease. In one of my previous episodes, I mentioned the example of Adobe company, which replaced traditional annual employee performance reviews because of their inefficiency and demoralization of everyone involved. They observed regular increases in employee departures right after the reviews were made. So go and check out this previous episode. Providing feedback is not enough to increase employee performance. You can't improve an employee's performance without identifying the things that cause him or her to be at a specific level and what would increase that employee performance. And there could be many reasons for poor performance. So, for example, lack of skills and competencies for the task and responsibilities that the employee have, or for some of them. So, this situation could have been created by a poor hiring decision or by assigning tasks that are above the employee's capabilities without providing any support. Another reason for poor performance could be unclear roles and expectations. So, for example, if the manager assigns a project to two people without specifying or establishing together with them how each of them will contribute to the project, they may use the time inefficiently. Without each person taking care of specific parts of the project, they may end up doing all the tasks together, wasting precious time, or arguing over who will do what, stepping on each other's toes. Lack of feedback can be a cause of poor performance in itself. As specified before, because the employee doesn't know what he or she is doing right and what needs to be improved, they may perpetuate the wrong actions or behaviors. They can keep doing the same wrong actions or behaviors. Also, they may lower their efforts because they might think these are not seen or appreciated. Toxic or unhealthy relationships can be another cause of poor performance. So the solution here is to improve these relationships, especially if the employee has to work with a colleague with whom he is not getting along. His performance will be affected. Measures have to be taken to improve the relationship between these two employees, helping them to solve their disagreements or, if possible, pair them with other colleagues. Also, too many tasks assigned to one employee can overwhelm this person and lead to poor results, even in the case of the task they are very skilled at. Lack of time and stress can lead to poor quality work. Then, perception of unfair treatment. As mentioned before in the example with John, unfair treatment will lower the employee's motivation, impacting their engagement. And inadequate leadership. For example, providing too little support to employees who not developed the necessary skills, or being too directive with experienced employees who are capable to handle things on their own. In both cases, employee motivation will decrease, leading to poor results. A lot of the limitations of annual employee performance reviews will be eliminated if these are replaced with regular feedback and the focus on the main goal of performance review, which is improving performance. Annual performance reviews focus more on accountability rather than on improvement. Employees should be held accountable for their results, indeed, but at the same time they need support to improve their performance. A regular feedback allows addressing performance issues in real time and discussing them in more detail. It creates space for the employee to give feedback too, sharing their perspectives. So this will lead to more accurate perspectives on issues and challenges encountered. A regular feedback reduces biases like generalizations and assessing based on the most recent activities. It reduces the stress of those involved, creates clarity on what is expected and on the obstacles that could create setbacks. Some examples of companies that replaced their annual employee performance reviews are Adobe and Microsoft. Adobe replaced it with a system of regular check-ins, which allows managers and employees to discuss performance and career growth and exchange real-time feedback. And Microsoft, they replaced it with a system that consists of a series of connects, one-to-one meetings between employee and the manager, and the system also supports collaboration between employees, so not competition as the annual employee performance review does. So let's wrap up because we are at the end of this episode. A well-designed employee performance system can imply major changes in your company, but if you consider all the advantages that will come with this, there is no question that you can't afford not to have it. How employees' performance is assessed impacts their engagement and motivation, their work results, their retention, and their levels of satisfaction with their jobs and with the company. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want more help to manage your employees, you can go on my website and check out the resources that are there, improvework.ro. You'll find online programs and courses that will help you improve your employees' motivation. Also, you can book consulting sessions with me. Alright, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.